Hi everyone, it's Dr. A, and in this video, we're going to take a few moments to discuss type 1 and type 2 muscle fibers. But right before we get there, let's take a few moments to discuss skeletal muscle tissue layers. The most important thing for us to discuss in our overview of skeletal muscle tissue is that it contracts. Now, of course, there are other functions, properties, and roles that muscle tissues fulfill, and for more information, feel free to check out the video link here. And so, in terms of contracting, this simply means that skeletal muscle tissue affords us, or it allows us, an opportunity to produce movement for the body. Now, one of the very first structures that we come across here is the epimysium. And the epimysium is a dense sheet or layer of connective tissue that covers and surrounds the entire skeletal muscle. And part of its role and responsibility is to separate muscle tissue from organs and other components within the body. In addition, it also provides an increased ability for muscles to move independently. Another factor for us to consider is that the epimysium also adds to the structural integrity of our muscle tissue. So within the skeletal muscle, we'll find several bundles of muscle fibers, and we refer to each of these individual bundles as a muscle fascicle. And each fascicle is enclosed within its own connective tissue layer, which we call the perimysium. And as we might now suspect, within each muscle fascicle, we'll find individual muscle fibers. Now, each of these muscle fibers are covered or are enclosed by another connective tissue layer, which we refer to as the endomysium. And lastly, we'll come to the muscle fiber. And just as a reminder, we could technically refer to the muscle fiber as a muscle cell, but we prefer the term muscle fiber because of its long cylindrical structure. Now, within each of these muscle fibers, we'll find a number of myofibrils. And a myofibril is a long contractile thread, and this long thread contains a number of sarcomeres that are lined up in a parallel manner, and this represents the site of muscle contraction.